Now, throughout my life, I've had completely pin flat straight hair, or at least that's what I thought I did. In school, we would have these rules that you can't grow your hair past a certain length, you'd have to keep it short. And as every single brown kid could probably relate, if you're a guy especially, you'd have the basic side part hairstyle. You're not allowed, it's almost like, you have no idea that other hairstyles even exist. You have to only just comb brush your hair towards the side, and that's exactly what I did up until 2021. 2021 or 2022, I finally started to gain I don't remember where I saw this, if it was a TikTok video or YouTube video, I don't know, from somewhere I learned about basically achieving or getting your hair to your max potential. Now, one thing I want to address before I get into the video, or teach you how to actually get your hair to reach your potential, is we're not really transforming your hair type. Your hair type cannot be transformed unless you use chemicals and get a freaking, I don't know, perm or whatever you call it. Even that only lasts for a couple of months at max. We're not going to be transforming your hair with these tips, but we're going to allow you to maximize the potential that your hair already has. Let me ask you a question. How many people do you actually see with like actual pin flat straight hair? They don't have any movement, no waves, no curls. You rarely see that. You rarely see that, especially with people who have a decent amount of hair on their head. Because another thing I'll tell you is, when you have your hair extremely short, it doesn't matter even if you have like curly hair, it's going to appear straight because the hair is not long enough for it to start moving around and wave up and curl up. It's not long enough. Anyone you see, most people you see with a decent head of hair, they are not going to have pin flat straight hair. It's not possible. It's a very rare percentage of population that actually have, they're just genetically gifted with just flat hair and no movement at all. It doesn't happen that often. What I'm going to teach you is going to allow you to maximize the potential and actually show you your true potential of your hair compared to what you've been doing all these years. You probably have a certain type of hair, but because of the routine, the products that you've been using with whatever you buy, the freaking regular shops and stuff, the cheap products, it's almost made your hair worse. People talking about transforming your hair by making it better. This has made your hair worse, and you need to get it back to being just actually what it's supposed to be. That's what we're going to be going over in this video. Now, the steps you follow are pretty basic. Again, this requires no product, pretty much zero cost. Shampoo maximize twice. What am I saying? Shampoo your hair or your scalp maximum twice a week. Now, the reason I say this is because shampoo is something that basically strips away stuff of your hair, right? You do it to clean your scalp and stuff. Another thing I want to point out is a lot of people will be brushing all over their hair, with the shampoo, and obviously you're gonna get shampoo on your hair when you take a shower, but you want to prioritize the scalp. It's there to clean the scalp, not your hair. Inevitably, obviously, you get shampoo on your hair, it's inevitable, but you do not want to focus on rubbing it all over your hair. You want to focus on just massaging your scalp. That's what it's there for. It's not for your hair. You use conditioner for your hair. But nonetheless, the reason I say you need to maximum use your shampoo twice a week is because most people will use it 5 to 6 times a week minimum, and they're using freaking trash shampoos. The freaking Head and Shoulders is the most common one I can say, and all the bunch of absolute crap that you use. But the reason I say you should do it as minimal as possible is because it strips away stuff from your hair, and the problem with shampoo is it strips away stuff from your hair that it actually needs. You need your your oils, your nutrients in your hair and your scalp to stay there for your hair to be at its best and be at its healthiest. Now, when you use too much shampoo, it's stripping it away way too often, leaving your hair dry, frizzy, unhealthy. It's more prone to breakage, hair loss, and stuff like that. This is why you want to shampoo maximum twice a week, and use a shampoo that is sulfate free. Stop with the Head and Shoulders and stuff like this. I know you want to go for the cheap shampoo, but trust me, if you look hard enough online, you will find a shampoo that's not even expensive. It's probably same or even cheaper than the shampoo you use now, but it has better ingredients. Just look at the ingredient list, find one that does not have the word sulfate on it, and I promise you will be good. Because I have noticed that it wasn't long ago when I was brushing my teeth, and I had this idea, why not look at the ingredients of the freaking shampoo bottle, the Head and Shoulders, and I think I was checking the ingredient list of the toothpaste or the dishwash pack, something like that, and at least 2 or 3 of those ingredients were the exact same. So you're literally getting what you're getting in a dishwasher or toothpaste in your shampoo as well, and you're freaking dumping it all over your hair. So that should tell you enough on the kind of damage you're doing to your hair and scalp. Stop shampooing your hair that often, and shampoo maximum twice a week, sulfate-free shampoo. Now, the second thing is grow your hair out. Again, I'm not putting these things in order, I'm just basically saying it. Grow your hair out. Again, it refers back to the point that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. If your hair is too short, it's not going to have literally the length to curl or just move around like this. It's not going to have the length. You need to, it's literally like this straw. I know there's water dripping off the straw, but I can do this. I can bend it. If this was so freaking short, I'm not going to be able to bend it. It would be extremely difficult. It's kind of the same thing with your hair. It's in fact exactly the same thing with your hair. You're not going to be able to curl it or bend it. This piece of wire right here, it'll easily freaking bend like this. You can see that? But imagine it was just the length like right here, like this was how long it was. Do you think I'd be able to bend it as much? Probably not. Now that is why you need to grow your hair out. When you grow your hair out, you actually realize, wait, is it actually, waving up a bit, curling up a bit? When I was small, I could not do that because I had to keep my hair short. And when your hair is short, you don't even know if you're wavy, curly, whatever hair, straight, whatever hair you have. You think you have straight hair, but you might actually have wavy to curly hair. You need to grow your hair out. I would recommend at least if you have just a normal head of hair right now, and if your hair is pretty short, grow it out at least for the next 3 months, and you should start to realize if you have actually wavy or curly hair, or if you just have thin flat straight hair, which then you need to start using products, which I mentioned in my other videos. There's a whole video that I've put. You can scroll it a bit, and then you'll find a video on how to have amazing hair, something like that. It'll teach you every single product you can use if you have flat hair, wavy hair, or curly hair. But this is a video on how to get the texture in your hair with 0 products. Another step is to grow your hair out. Now, the third step out of the 4 steps I'm going to tell you is how to dry your hair. This is another big mistake that people make. Obviously, the most common way people dry their hair is freaking get the freaking towel and then do this with your hair. You do not want to do this. I don't know why it's not common sense to people. You're going to lose hair. You're going to break your hair. Your hair is going to get more dry. Why do you do this? It doesn't make sense to me. I know it's very time efficient for you to do that and quickly dry your hair. Don't do this. Don't do this, because if you keep doing this, you're just going to dry your hair out. Your hair is going to get damaged. Your hair is going to get frizzy. It's the worst possible thing you could do. I used to do it. I did it for most of my life until I was freaking 16, 17. You have to break out of these things that people teach you to do. You want to get a soft cloth, basically a t-shirt, something like a t-shirt, or basically something that's very soft. You do not want to get one of these aggressive towels, and you want to basically pat dry your hair. Just keep your towel softly all over your hair and kind of scrunch it like this. Get the towel and just scrunch it. I have this towel right here. Just get it and then just scrunch it like that, and over time, maybe it will take 7-8 minutes, and you should get your hair dry. At least for the length of hair that I have right now, it would take 7 to 8 minutes. I don't think most of you have longer hair than me. And when you do this scrunching motion, what also happens, it starts to create some texture in your hair, because whatever you have, when you have water in your hair, when you dry it, most times it's going to stay for a long period of time in that fashion. You could use, let's say you try a side part hairstyle and you dry it that way. Regardless of what products you use or you don't use, it's kind of going to stay that way for a long period of time until you wash your hair again. I have a little parting down this, like it's almost like a 70-30 kind of a parting. Sometimes the parting is here, sometimes the parting is right in the middle. If you scroll through my other videos, you'll actually see my hair looks kind of different at different times of the day. That's just how it is. It's how I dry it on that specific day that determines how it's going to look like for the next 2 to 3 days before I wash my hair again. So do this scrunching motion and you'll get a bunch of texture in your hair, a bunch of movement in your hair. That's another way to naturally add texture. Just scrunch your hair, pat dry your hair, do not rub it aggressively. It's one of the worst things you can do. It's like intentionally damaging your hair, even though you think you're drying your hair. You're drying your hair plus damaging your hair as well and losing hair. So use your brain, it's common sense. If you do this to your hair with a freaking aggressive towel, what else do you actually expect? It's just common sense to people. Don't do that. Now the final step is to use cold water or room temperature water. Another thing which dries out your hair is extreme heat. A lot of people use a hair dryer and a lot of people use extremely hot water. Look, I know you don't like stepping into cold showers. The water can be literally room temp. It doesn't even have to be extremely cold. It's not about the cold hair. Just prevent extremely hot water. Even like slightly warm is fine, but do not go to the point where dumping hot water, extremely boiling water on your head, because I know you feel good taking a shower in that, but it's doing absolutely no good for your hair. It's damaging your hair, pulling nutrients out of your hair, making your hair dry, frizzy, unhealthy. Do not do this. Make sure to use cold water or room temperature water. That's going to be the best. Now the 4 steps, you want to follow these 4 steps. Again, shampoo maximum twice a week, grow your hair out, pat dry with a towel very softly, a soft cloth or towel, whatever, softly, scrunch your hair. 4th tip is to use cold water or room temperature water, prevent hot water, or prevent any basically heat products, and this should be good. And after you do this for probably, I would say, at least 2 to 3 months, you should start to notice whether you have wavy hair, curly hair. And I can promise you, I can almost guarantee you, most of you watching this, if you think you have like thin flat straight hair right now, you do this for the next couple of months, 2-3 months, you will start to notice at least some waviness in your hair, if not for having curly hair or anything. I can guarantee that most of you watching this do not have, like, you're not genetically given just pin flat straight hair. It rarely happens to people. Most people have some sort of movement to their hair. You should have that. I mean, and if you're a part of those, tiny group of people who have extremely flat straight hair, click on the link in the description. I will probably link the video to having how to use products on flat straight hair, and that will teach you how to style your hair if you have extremely flat straight hair. I'm extremely sorry if I've messed up my words a lot of times today. It happens. Sometimes you speak on the video and then you just freaking mumble up your words, but whatever. That's it. Bye.